How's it going, everyone? Jacob here. Today I've got the FLkey Mini from Novation. As you can guess by the name, this 25-key MIDI controller is the ultimate compact keyboard for working in FL Studio. This controller gives you hands-on control of many of the most important features in FL Studio. That includes things like changing the instrument in your channel rack, which is a very important thing, so you can be shifting between instruments as you're playing. Of course, you have transport controls next to that, play and record. Other features include scale, which allows you to snap the keys to a specific scale, or mode. You actually have the words here above these keys, which is how you would set a new mode. So you have minor, major, Dorian, and Phrygian modes. For the scale feature down here, you can set the root with this bottom octave here, and it says scale and root. You also have note repeat, which you again set with the keys, and you have the note repeat rate here. You have 4th, 8th, 16th, 32nd, and triplet. Another cool feature is you can set the tempo of your project from here as well, and you use this key. And again, the word tempo and tap is over this high C, which is what you would use to tap out the BPM. Moving on to the top of the keyboard, you have 16 pads and 8 knobs. The pads can be used to play instruments and trigger sounds, but they can be used to control FL Studio as well. There are words written above this top row of pads: channel rack, instrument, sequencer, and custom, and then a divider in another side that says plugin, mixer volume, mixer pan, and custom. So you could probably guess those are ways that you would control those various things. So if you want to use a sequencer, the mixer, you want to have extended channel rack controls, maybe you want to map certain parameters to some of the knobs, all that kind of stuff, all that functionality you're used to in other MIDI controllers and DAWs you have here, but again, it's completely geared and perfect for working with FL Studio. So I mentioned you can play the pads just like the keyboard, right? Now if I want to transpose the keyboard, check that out. So I'm actually transposing it down. So every half step down I go, I'm transposing the whole keyboard down. So this is sounding, if I go change my channel rack, now I'm on a synth sound. If I play this right now, it's a C, but with transpose, so now I've transposed it down a fifth, but I can go up. So that's an interesting feature, and it makes a cool use of the pads as well. So rather than a lot of keyboards that have those kind of hold a button and press a key to transpose, and you're kind of like never really sure what you're doing, this actually gives you a visual way to track how you're transposing the keyboard. It's pretty cool. Another thing I haven't talked about yet is the pitch and modulation wheels. Although they're not really wheels, it's more a ribbon-style controller that's touch sensitive. So the way it works is you have a middle line here that's essentially 0, and then you have your plus 64, minus 64 if we're talking about MIDI CC level. MIDI CC values rather, so that's how that works. And the modulation wheel is set up exactly the same way. From a practical standpoint, I really like the design of the pitch and modulation wheel, because I'll be honest, I've had small keyboards like this in the past that I've wanted to take with me, because of course you want to when you have a keyboard this size. That's kind of what it's made for. And I've packed it tight in a suitcase or a backpack or something like that, and things can break off. This design is totally going to be great for that. You can throw it in a suitcase with a bunch of clothes, or you can pack it in a suitcase next to your computer or a bunch of cables and stuff, and you don't have to be worried about it. It's going to travel really well. But of course, it's not only for people on the go. It can totally be in addition to a more permanent studio setup, especially if you're somebody that maybe just bought their first set of speakers and you've got a decent laptop now and you've got an interface and you're ready to start making music, but you don't have a lot of space, so you're not going to fit an 88 or a 61, maybe not even a 49 key controller, but you use FL Studio and you need something that will just work with it instantly. This is perfect for that. It'll fit on a small spot on your desk. You could be on your bed and just put it there in front of you. It's perfect for this sort of casual at-home music making. Here's a quick list of some of the top features of the FLkey Mini. Seamless integration with FL Studio, mixer control so you can adjust the volume and pan with the 8 knobs, Step Sequencer, which allows you to take control of FL Studio Step Sequencer and program drums easily. Channel rack playability allows you to play directly into the channel rack from FLkey Mini's pads. Scale and fixed chord modes allows you to choose your scale and always hit the right note, or play a custom chord with one finger. Instrument control allows you to trigger FPC and SLICEX with the pads for more expressive beats and melodies. Plugin control allows you to tweak image line plugins and record natural sounding automation with FLkey Mini's 8 knobs. Preset browsing allows you to find your favorite presets from image line plugins directly from the FLkey Mini. Custom modes gives you the ability to assign custom controls on FLkey Mini to tailor your music production workflow. The FLkey Mini also comes with a 6-month trial of the FL Studio Producer software. A quick rundown of the specs: 25 velocity-sensitive mini keys, pitch bend and modulation touch strips, 8 pots, 16 RGB backlit velocity-sensitive pads, transpose button, octave up and down, channel rack up and down, play, record, scale, note repeat buttons, shift button, 3.5mm jack socket for MIDI out, sustain pedal 1/4" jack input, USB-B socket, and Kensington security slot. The FL Studio integration includes mixer volume and pan control, image line plugin control, channel rack, step sequencer, channel rack graph editor control, FPC and SLICEX control, channel rack and mixer navigation, play, stop, record, and tap tempo. This keyboard is also USB bus powered. And that's it. Thanks for watching, everyone. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, click here for more videos like this, and go to sweetwater.com for all of your music instrument and pro audio needs.